Alright, what's going on guys, and welcome to the video. So in this one we're going to be doing 3 games in the ELC even 90, my favorite tank guys, and we've 3 marked this tank already, and 1,135 battles we're at. So it's been a while since I have done games live, and recently I just recorded the WZ 120 1GFT and the STRV S1. So you'll probably see those videos up. You know, they're different tanks for me to play. I hardly ever play TDs, guys. So other than like the M8A1 at like tier 4 and stuff, but it's very rare that I play anything other than like these low tier TDs. So I'm not very used to them, but it was fun nonetheless to play something a little bit different. But today, guys, we're going to be doing the even 90, and let's see what the mark is at currently. It is at 95.41%, and just to over 1100 battles so you can get an idea of kind of how I've been playing this thing. Only 875 damage, guys. I'm not looking for damage in this tank. Damage caused with your assistance an average of 1430. So on average we're averaging like, what is that, 2200, something like that combined. And this is definitely the highest combined score that I have, I believe, in any tank. I mean, obviously the lower tiers, guys, are fairly easy for me. You can see our rating, our per vehicle efficiency rating, on some of these tanks that are much lower tiers, obviously, but like KV1, the Chaffee, fairly easy for me to play, and like these TDs, the A20 was fairly easy for me to play. We 3 marked this in 99 battles, and that's what I'm trying to do now, guys, is just mark my lights, because sometimes I can be a little toxic in the way I play, trying to just basically grind damage in a game. But with light tanks, it's all about spotting, and to get 3 marks, you really have to focus on your combined score and not so much damage, because light tanks really cannot do that much damage like TDs and like a KV2 or something. So this is why I say spotting damage is very, very important in all tanks, really, but light tanks especially. So yeah, guys, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the games in the even 90, but just thought you would like to see maybe like my per vehicle efficiency and stuff on a lot of these tanks. And you could see what I wanted to emphasize is that the AMX, the ELC even 90, is like way down here somewhere. I can't quite find it right now, but my point being, guys, is that in the ELC even 90, like eh, WN8 does not let's see if I can find it now. It doesn't highlight it. There we go. 46% vehicle efficiency, guys, and I've 3 marked this tank. So this is why I like to emphasize at the beginning of this video, never concern yourself about like WN8 and stuff like that, especially when you're playing light tanks. Just play for the win, guys. 57% win rate in this thing over 1100 battles. We average 761 experience in it, and the XTE is only 46. But like when you look at the awards I've received in this thing, we're at over 95%. I mean, 69 patrol duties. We've had 1 Top Gun, but this tank wasn't really made for that. But I mean, just the amount of spotting that I've done in this tank, 19 scouting badges, detecting at least 9 enemy vehicles, even 5 defender badges that I've gotten over 1100 battles for, basically cleaning up the cap. And, this thing is a little devil, guys, but I'm so good in this tank. This is probably, in my opinion, I'm the best in the ELC even 90. I'm so good in this tank, and look at where it sits on the XTE per vehicle efficiency rating. So enough babbling, guys. You can always skip this on YouTube, but I just want to show you guys that, because in the ELC even 90, I turn off my toxic gaming mode, and I'm strictly playing for the win and to enjoy, spotting people from, just crazy areas, right? So we're going to run rations, guys. I always run rations on my premiums, just because you don't really have to worry about coin, especially when we're running premium as it is. And we're going to go ahead and put credit boosters on again, because I'm trying to grind credits right now. We started at like 1 million credits a couple days ago, but with the event going on right now, the 10-year anniversary, we've gained like millions of credits, guys. Just today we are 65,000 after our battles in the WZ. They weren't the greatest, but we're going to go ahead and reset that. And we're going to do at least 2 games, guys. I'm going to go ahead and throw on optical calibration just for these 3 games. And, you know, let's see kind of what's going on in these games. 492 view range that'll give us. And if you guys care to look at my crew, we have Sixth Sense, Concealment, Situational Awareness, Brother in Arms, and almost full recon on my commander, or yeah, commander. And we have 100% Brother in Arms, 100% Concealment, Designated Target, Snapshot, and almost 100% Repairs on the Gunner. And on the Driver, we have 100% Brother in Arms, 100% Concealment, Off-Road Driving, Smooth Ride, and almost full Clutch Braking. So over 1,100 battles, guys, you can really get your crew up quite a bit. I did use, you know, a few of these crew books as well, but you know, overall, guys, this is my favorite tank to play, and that's why I have it stacked out the way I do. Most of these other tanks you see that I have, it's all, you know, 2 crew member, 2 what do you call it, skills, or you know, maybe just 1, maybe not even 100% on 1. You know, all these other tanks I have. I mean. So anyway, guys, we're doing a lot of rambling here at the beginning, so let's go ahead and jump into it and see what's going on in these battles. So hopefully we can get Prokhorovka or something like that. That would be really nice, but you know, you never know, guys. I mean, it could be Ensk or something like that, right? So we're gonna go ahead and shut off the camera here. I can actually do it right from here. I didn't realize that. So in this tank, guys, you know, obviously, if you follow me, which probably a lot of people that watch my content aren't following me, but if you follow me, you know that, you know, my concealment rating obviously is very high with the way I run my crew in this. But in this tank, guys, if you're watching just this video and to maybe learn how to play the even 90, the way to play this tank is to run into a bush, stay in that bush for as long as you're getting spotting damage, and then move to another bush. There's nothing else to do in this tank, guys. That's all you're going to do. Don't try and get aggressive with it. You know, just run to a bush, sit in the bush, and that's it. You know, and obviously you learn of all these places to go to, but just stay alive, guys, because this tank can literally only spot. I mean, yes, it can do some burst damage, but it's so inaccurate that it's just not worth it to rely on the gun. So run to a bush, stay in the bush, guys. Unless you're on like Ensk or something like that. That's my best example of a map that just sucks and you can't really do any spotting in it at all. Then, you know, obviously then you will, you know, have to do damage. So, but honestly, the gun is just not worth it. I do run the V-Stab, guys, the vertical stabilizer, and, you know, that certainly helps. So that's something to keep in mind. I love setting it up that way. That's how I 3-marked it. So, you know, definitely worth it, I think, to run V-Stab. So on this map, guys, Siegfried Line. Siegfried Line is kind of awkward map to spot on. But what I'm going to do is run down and try to get into one of these bushes early on. You know, I could go for this one, but I've played the ELC even 90 for so long that I've become very, very aggressive, basically. In kind of how I spot now, so I might even go up further than that. You know, I think what we're going to try for is, see if we haven't spotted anybody. Okay, T71 is spotted here. Let's see if I was lit. I was lit. So I like to knock down this tree, guys, and sometimes you can get into this tree if people aren't going to, you know, YOLO the middle of the map. So I don't want to get any more aggressive in this, guys. There's a Panther sitting right here. There could be TDs in the back, so, you know, we're not going to go crazy yet. Let's see if I'm spotted from poking. I'm not, so we can take a shot at this Panther. And this is what I mean about the gun accuracy, guys. You saw that the gun there was pretty much completely covering the Panther. I mean, and to miss that shot, I mean, I'm just telling you, like, the dispersion is not the worst, but the aiming time, like, we weren't fully aimed there, but you would have thought at least that that would have hit, like, the top of his tank or something. It completely misses. So this is why I say don't rely on the gun, guys. It's just not accurate enough to, you know, risk poking out and losing damage and stuff like that. So we're gonna get into this little tree here, guys, and this is what this thing is capable of doing, and why this is why it's so effective. Is because you can literally knock down a tree that is, you know, I mean, these tiny little trees, these tiny little bushes, guys. I mean, you know, this tree can't be, you know, much bigger than, I don't know, like what, 15 feet long or something like that. You know, it's like a tiny little tree, and you're just in here, and you can, you know, you can get away with doing this. We're gonna take a shot at the Lorraine, take another shot at the Lorraine, and you ricochet the second one. That's okay. And this is kind of how you can play this thing, guys. You know, you're being like a gnat, you know. And we're gonna go ahead and reload here, and you can kind of pick at people. You know, I think a better play might have been to get into this bush, but we don't really have anybody except LTG out here supporting us, so there's really no reason, in my honest opinion, to, you know, go around and try to, you know, spot people, just because there's really no one that's going to be able to shoot those people. So we're seeing the JP here. Just gonna try and get a shot to the JP, and I'm just being cautious. I'm watching this, guys. Like when I play in the ELC even 90 and really any light tank, I'm being super cautious about where people might have, you know, shots on me. We have the Lorraine poking up here again. So I would say the second shot was fairly lucky there, guys. And we're at 890 damage, 59 spotting, and this game is going okay, you know. I tell them I'm reloading so no one gets mad at me for not shooting the M4A1 Rev, because apparently that's one of those things where people get mad at me, like, why didn't you support me? I'm like, well, you know, I have a 30-second reload in case you weren't aware of that. And so we're just being a gnat here, guys. We're just poking at people. We're doing a little bit of damage because, like I said, on some maps, you know, spotting just becomes almost irrelevant, you know. Waiting for a blind shot. There he goes. And this is I mean, this M4A1 Rev, guys, is probably like bashing his mouse right now, because this tank is just so frustrating to deal with these things, you know. And I've been in the situation where I've been on the receiving end of it, and you know, that's why I enjoy playing this tank and why I think I'm so good in it, guys. It's just because I understand how to play it, you know. Every tank kind of has its own play style. Some are similar, you know, like all light tanks are kind of similar, but you know, and here we go, guys, you know. So we're not spotted. And here you go. This is where the accuracy is just becoming kind of like, you know, a pile of rocks, for lack of a better term, guys. It's a term I like to use. We're going to go ahead and push this Lorraine. I don't even know if the M4 will spot me even from this range. Oh, he will. Okay. That's alright, guys. There's no problem with that. You know, we're just going to pull up here. And this is the thing, I get pretty greedy, guys, you know, like even there, I didn't even think the M4 would spot me. You know, I'm used to having my low noise exhaust on top of this, but... not going to be able to get away from Lorraine, but that's all right, guys. 2,372 damage, 416 assists. I'm very, very happy with that, guys. My goal was to always get 2,500 combined. And you know, in the ELC even 90, that's very obtainable for me. You know, on some other tanks, I'm happy with 2,000 combined at tier 8. In the ELC even 90, I'm always striving for 2,500, guys, just because I'm so good in the tank and I hold myself to that level. So 2,372 damage, 416 assists. That gives us what, almost 2,800 combined, correct? So you know, 87k, guys, and this is the tank that I play when I'm always trying to, you know, get coin, basically. So 87k is pretty good. So let's go ahead and get into another game and see what we're getting. Alright, guys, so Pearl River, you know, not the best map, but you can definitely get some spotting damage on this map, depending on kind of how your team plays it. So we'll see what happens here. I am always going basically to the one line. I like to take a look at what their enemy light tanks are and what their TDs are. So we're going to be dealing with a Batchat 12T and a Bulldog and also the EBR 90. So we have to be very careful about the EBR 90. However, it does look like they have, you know, a JP, a Scorpion G. These people could be popping up, you know, in this area over here, E1. So we're going to go ahead and try and go spot these guys. Hopefully the EBR runs up to the middle of the map. You know, that's usually where I would expect them to poke up, but you just never know, guys. And 122 TM is kind of getting in our way, but that's all right. And one of the things about this tank, guys, is the mobility is actually fairly good. You know, I mean, this tank has less horsepower than, you know, my Ford Fiesta, but you know, it moves, you know, very quickly, guys, and you know, that might be because I have, you know, the traverse thing on it, and you know, my driver's fairly skilled, plus we have rations and stuff, but you know, the thing being quick is important because you want to get into these spots early on to be able to spot people. So here we are, we're going to come into this bush, guys. This is the bush I love to come to. EPR 90 might even just pretty much take away all our spotting damage. Doesn't look like it though. So here we go. Here's the guard, here's the JP, and this is why I, you know, come to this spot, guys, because we, you know, get very early spots on all these guys, and you know, the JP is still lit here, and you know, to me, this is just a very effective spot, you know, and it just takes away kind of all the shots that people are going to have here on my teammates. They're going to cross here and stuff. So take a shot at this JP, just see if I'm lit, and I'm not. Guard's poking up now, and he's definitely playing that tank properly, guys. You want to back out with that thing, and you know, take a shot and just get safe. It plays like basically like a TD, you know. And it looks like the middle of the map, we're probably going to lose that. So, you know what? This game is probably not going to be good, guys, just because we didn't get any spotting damage on the JP and stuff. You know, really, we need to get some spotting damage in this game, or, you know, it's probably not going to be the greatest of games. There we go. We actually spotted the guard. I thought the SU did, but you know, that'll help, guys. And this is what I mean. Like, spotting damage is just how you're going to get your overall score in the ELC even 90. I know we did a lot of damage in the last game, but that was kind of an anomaly because, you know, that map is not very good for Siegfried Line is not very good for doing spotting damage. So we kind of had to shoot our gun. But what you'll find is if you're not getting spotting damage from other people, then that kind of, you know, leaves it open for you to do more damage yourself. So And, you know, as you can see, guys, this game is not looking very good. So we're going to kind of try and find some damage now. Okay, guard just fired. Okay, he just fired again. And he's running away. We might just take a shot from this guy, honestly. Ooh, that was a really good block he just had there. Very good. Guard's dead. Yeah, very difficult game, guys. I mean, you know, there really wasn't anywhere else to go. The team, you know, was breaking down pretty severely. And, you know, still, guys, we did 626 damage, 795 spotting damage, which in that amount of time in a game like this, you know, in my opinion, that's not the worst. You know, that's really not the worst. I mean, we certainly could have, instead of YOLOing that guard, we could have tried to play a little differently there. But once I realized that the game is breaking down this quickly, guys, you know, when I realized that the game's basically over, and I know that, you know, I'm not going to stay alive. You know, you can certainly carry like a 1v5 even, but when it comes to this, I mean, it's 12-2, guys. This game was a raffle stomp. We saw that the whole middle of the map broke down, and you know, there's really nothing more we can do in a situation like this. You know, this EBR is just flinging himself towards the enemies, you know. This guy's going to be dead any minute. There goes Batchat. And, you know, the enemy team just played much better, guys. That's really all it is. And when you get in these games, you know, there's just nothing more you could do. You know, you try your best, guys. You know, we took a couple shots there at the end trying to get some damage. The guard made an amazing play to block me off out of nowhere. That was an amazing play on his part. I thought I was going to get around him, and then he kind of, you know, turned and moved back very quickly. And you know, that was a great play by him, guys. You know, I was very impressed by his performance there, and I think he played it pretty well. 1,148 damage, but you know, given the fact that we pressed him, you know, I think he played well. So we're gonna go ahead and play one more game, guys, and you know, let's just kind of see if we can get a you know, a better map. And you know, of course, Ensk, guys. So you know, how do I play this map, guys? You know, this might be a good way of kind of showing you what the heck I do on this map, because Ensk is honestly, it's a nightmare to try and play on this map. Initially, what I like to do is try and spot the field. That's the only way you're gonna get any spotting damage. You know, on this map is pretty much to spot the field and to spot people crossing. So initially, what I'll do is I'll, you know, spot that crossing. I'll go to the tracks, and you know, it's very unlikely that I'll get spotted given my concealment rating. So we're gonna run to the tracks, and hopefully we'll get some people crossing. Looks like a lot. No one is going to the field, guys. So this should be very interesting. So I come up here, guys, and what I like to do is just kind of, you know, do one of these, honestly. Like, you don't need to be careful in the Batchat. You're never going to get spotted. Or, I'm sorry, the ELC even 90. And I just like to see, you know, who's kind of going where, you know. It doesn't look like we're spotting really anything here, which is rare, I'll be honest. And so, okay, Progetto's here, Victoria, no. We're not lit yet. And, you know, this game is going to be a joke, guys. We've left the field completely open. I mean, who knows what the hell is going to happen here. But this is kind of how you do it, guys. You just have to figure out where to put yourself to, you know, do some damage. But also to be safe, because this map is so, you know, small that people don't realize where other people have shots on you. And that's a big issue. You know, you need to kind of determine where people are going to be able to get shots on you. So here I'm basically leaving myself wide open to this Progetto right now. And the Progetto can still spot me. And this is the problem. Like, there's just nowhere to go, guys. So Victoria's here, and we kind of need to get out of here. So we're going to run away, and I'm just going to dive in here, guys, and try and get some damage out of this game, because there's really nothing else we can do. I'm trying to get to a comfortable spot to be able to take shots at these guys, but run away. It'd be really nice if the LT could come around this corner. Victoria's here, or Progetto's here rather. And this is what I mean, guys. Like, this map is just so hard to, like, kind of figure out, you know. You have to be very, very aware of what's going on. And here's the issue with this map, guys, is it's the ELC even 90. It just is not made for these kinds of plays. So what you have to do is just try and stick with your team. That's really all you can do when it comes to a situation like this. Like, we're going to tuck in here right by this T10 and just stay right next to people, because, you know, you have to work with your team. There's really nothing else we can do in this situation. Look at this. Move us here. Oh. Okay, T30 just shot. I know that. Imagine brawling in an ELC even 90, guys. But this is what you have to do on this map. You just have to, like, I made 2 mistakes, and luckily I didn't pay much for it, guys. But this is how you have to do this. You just have to wait for opportunities. You know, you could brawl in a light tank. You just have to let other people take the damage. You know, that's all it is. So, like, I'm seeing this Yag Tiger now. We're gonna have a shot at the Yag. Here we go. And now we're going to be on the reload, and we're just going to sit right here and wait. We're going to wait. You know, we don't want to rush out when we don't have any shells to shoot. So we're going to wait, use the T32 here, use the Borisk, and just use other people so that we're not going to take any damage. SU-130 is right here. And only Artie's left. Looks like he went AFK. Now we're gonna go on a hunt for Artie. Here's Artie. Okay, Artie's dead. So, you know, almost 1,400 combined, guys. But given that this, you know, this map and that second battle we had, we did not hit our 2,500 these last 2 games. But you know, this is just how, like, sometimes things are looking, man, with the ELC even 90. I mean, you'll get into these games like Ensk and Pearl River where you're just getting stomped in about 4 minutes game time. And, you know, unfortunately, guys, you know, that's just the way it goes. You know, it is what it is. We did get Orlick's Medal, 2 or more enemy tanks or tank destroyers only tank in 1 battle. 53k out of that, guys. And you know, there you have it. So we're going to apply bonus, and we average 1,365 damage, 516 spotting damage. So this gets us to almost 1,900 combined, I believe. So that's not bad. 1,900 combined, we'll take that. And so that's it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this one in the even 90, and I will see you for the next video. Bye-bye.